A brand new electric car for $10,000. It sounds impossible, like something from a futuristic ad or a too-good-to-be-true dealership deal. But in 2026, it's becoming reality. Across Asia, Europe, and even parts of Latin America, car makers are rolling out electric vehicles that cost less than the average used gas car, and people are buying them fast. These budget EVs are small, efficient, and surprisingly practical. But are they any good? Do they really make sense for your money? Or are they just cheap experiments that look better on paper than on the road? That is what we're breaking down today. The truth behind the rise of $10,000 electric cars, what they offer, what they hide, and whether they're worth it for everyday drivers. Welcome to Car Hacks and Money, the channel that helps you drive smarter, save cash, and avoid the traps that cost most drivers thousands. If you care about getting the most value out of your next car, hit that subscribe button, because this is one trend every buyer needs to understand. Just a few years ago, the idea of a cheap electric car seemed impossible. EVs were luxury products. Teslas, BMW i3 South, Rivians, Lucids, all priced for the upper end of the market. Even the so-called affordable models like the Nissan Leaf or Chevy Bolt started above $30,000. Then came China. While the US and Europe focused on performance and long range, China focused on affordability. Dozens of automakers began producing small city EVs for under $12,000, cars designed for short trips, urban driving, and daily commuting. The most famous example? The Wuling Hongwang Mini EV, a boxy two-door hatchback that took China by storm. When it launched, it cost around $4,500. It could go about 100 miles per charge, seat 4 people, and plug into a standard outlet. It wasn't fast, luxurious, or loaded with features, but it was cheap, simple, and electric. And that was enough. Within a year, the Mini EV outsold the Tesla Model 3 in China. This changed everything. Other automakers, BYD, Chery, Geely, and even foreign brands, realized that millions of buyers didn't want a 300-mile range or a luxury interior. They just wanted an affordable, reliable EV for daily use, and from that point on, the race to build the $10,000 EV began. Let's look at a few models leading this revolution. First, the BYD Seagull, one of the most talked about EVs of 2025, built by BYD. Now the world's largest EV manufacturer, the Seagull sells for roughly $11,000 in China. It offers a 250-mile range, modern design, airbags, ABS brakes, and fast charging. It's not a toy, it's a fully functional modern car. Reviewers call it the Tesla of the people. Then there's the Tata Tiago EV from India, a compact hatchback priced around $10,000. It's built for developing markets but has features that rival cars double its price. Touchscreen infotainment, regenerative braking, and up to 150 miles of range. In cities like Mumbai or Delhi, where traffic is heavy and distances are short, it's perfect. And don't forget the Wuling Bingo EV, the successor to the Mini EV. It's slightly bigger, with a more refined interior and around 200 miles of range. Still costs under $10,000. It's become the go-to choice for students, city workers, and new drivers in China. We're also seeing smaller European and South American markets join the trend. In Europe, the Dacia Spring sells for under €15,000 and is one of the cheapest new cars you can buy. In Latin America, companies are importing Chinese EVs and rebadging them as budget-friendly local models. So yes, cheap EVs are real and spreading fast. Let's be clear, these cars are not luxury machines. They're basic, practical, and purpose-built for short distances. For $10,000, you're usually getting a small 2- or 4-door hatchback, a top speed between 60 and 75 miles per hour, a range between 100 and 250 miles, simple interiors, cloth seats, plastic panels, small infotainment screen, air conditioning, power windows, and sometimes even a reversing camera, but you're not getting high crash test ratings. Advanced driver assistance, large crumple zones, highway power, long-term durability, proven outside urban use, essentially. These cars work brilliantly for what they're designed for: short commutes, local errands, and city life. But if you expect them to perform like a Tesla or a Toyota, you'll be disappointed. However, the trade-off makes sense for many people. If you drive 30 miles a day, never leave the city, and want to avoid gas forever, a cheap EV can save thousands. You might wonder how a functioning EV can sell for so little. The secret lies in smart cost-cutting and massive production scale. First, battery innovation. Companies like BYD use lithium iron phosphate (LFP) batteries, cheaper, safer, and longer-lasting than traditional lithium-ion packs. They don't offer extreme performance, but they're perfect for budget cars. Second, simplified design. These EVs skip expensive features like adaptive cruise control, premium sound systems, or large touchscreens. They focus on efficiency and cost per mile. Third, local manufacturing. Most $10,000 EVs are built using locally sourced parts and produced in high volumes, cutting costs dramatically. And finally, government support. Many countries, especially China and India, heavily subsidize EVs through tax breaks, production incentives, and reduced registration fees. That makes it possible to sell these cars at prices that would be impossible elsewhere. Now let's be honest, cheap EVs come with trade-offs. The biggest is safety. Most $10,000 EVs do not meet US or European crash standards. They're designed for low-speed urban driving, not highway collisions. Second, build quality. These cars use thinner panels, cheaper materials, and simplified electronics. They work well when new, but long-term durability is still uncertain. Third, battery life. Even with LFP chemistry, these budget EVs use smaller packs that degrade faster under heat or overcharging. Replacing the battery could cost nearly half the car's price. And finally, resale value. Because technology is improving so quickly, today's cheap AV might be outdated in just a few years. That means resale prices could fall fast. But here's the other side. Even if you lose value, you started with a $10,000 car, not a $40,000 one. So the total loss is still much smaller. Despite their limits, $10,000 EVs are changing the world in powerful ways. They make clean transportation possible for millions of people who could never afford a Tesla or Hyundai Ioniq. In cities with high pollution or fuel prices, they're helping reduce emissions and daily costs. For governments, they're a gateway to mass electrification. Fast, cheap, and accessible. In China alone, more than 1 million mini EVs are already on the road. In India, affordable EVs are helping drivers switch from gas-powered rickshaws and scooters to clean vehicles. And in Europe, small electric cars are becoming the perfect solution for tight streets and high fuel costs. What's happening is nothing less than a transportation revolution, one that starts not with luxury, but with affordability. Here's the big question. Will Americans ever see these cars in showrooms? Right now, it's complicated. The US has strict safety and emission standards that most $10,000 EVs can't meet without major redesigns. Airbags, crash structures, and software compliance all add cost, pushing the price well above $10,000. However, that doesn't mean it'll never happen. Some automakers are working on simplified use-ready models. BYD has hinted at bringing a low-cost EV to North America soon, though likely priced around $20,000 to start. And US brands are exploring ways to build compact EVs locally using cheaper materials and smaller batteries. Another possibility, used imports. As global markets mature, some of these small EVs may enter the US as used vehicles under different safety classifications, perfect for local fleets, college campuses, or city drivers who don't need highway performance. So while $10,000 EVs aren't here yet, they're definitely coming closer. So, should you buy one? If you're a city commuter, student, or retiree who drives short distances, yes, it makes perfect sense. You'll save on fuel, maintenance, and taxes, and enjoy a quiet, simple driving experience. But if you live in an area with high-speed roads, long commutes, or extreme temperatures, you might want to wait for the next generation. A slightly higher-priced AV with more range and safety could be a smarter long-term investment. Remember, the cheapest car isn't always the best value. The one that fits your lifestyle and lasts longer usually is. The $10,000 AV evolution shows just how fast the car industry is changing. 10 years ago, electric cars were luxury items. Today they're approaching the price of a used compact car. And tomorrow, they might become the default choice for millions of new drivers. If you want to be ready, stay informed. Understand the trade-offs, know the markets, and focus on total ownership cost, not just the sticker price. Because in the end, it's not about buying the cheapest AV, it's about buying the smartest one. Thanks for watching Car Hacks and Money, where driving smart means saving smart. If this video helped you see the EV market differently, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and share this with anyone thinking of buying their first electric car. Because the future of driving is here, and it might just start at $10,000.